Hey guys, welcome to Power Toys. In this video we're going to paint my 57 Chevy. This car got painted about 20 years ago and I've just been driving it. I got it out of a barn a year ago and I've just been rocking the patina look. But I think it's ready for a refresh. The car has served me well and I want to treat it a little bit. I just painted the fender with some rattle can. It was decently close. Is this car really ready for paint? No, it's not. Is it ready for the body work? No, it's not. There's a bunch of other things that need done before this. But are we going to paint it first and then regret our decisions? Yes. So follow along. Let's get the trim off, start sanding this car down. All right. I took the trim off camera because I didn't know anything about how to do that. So I'll show you on the other side now that I have a little bit of an idea. So, wow. It's a lot. This car is really more than I should be getting into. I'm not really a body guy, but I am today. I do recommend taking the trim off, even if you don't care about how good the paint job is, just because you want to get down to this rust in here. You know, you need to clean this stuff out because, you know, you really have no idea how long this car is sat getting water behind this trim. I'm going to start sanding this down, and maybe I'll do a little montage of that. Alright, I've been sanding on this for a couple hours now. Show you where we're at. I burnt through the primer and everything that I had on there. This is going to be the real focus. See, I threw this car together to be able to enjoy it last spring, and you know, I didn't do the best body work. I just was trying to have the car look presentable. So this is bulged out down here. I'm going to have to do a lot of configuring there. These doors are pretty much shot. It was creased here, and so that needs all beat in. In the bottom, it's really rusty. You can see there, it's really bad. But we're going to keep these doors. I'm going to make it work. Just got to keep finagling with it. Oh, some dog content. Root. Come here, buddy. Here's my boxer, my buddy Rooney. Yeah, he's camera shy. So now I have to do this deck lid here, and before I do, you know, obviously it needs replaced. We're not going to replace it. I gave up with the metal patch. I put it in, and didn't work out too well, so now we are spray foaming it. It is just a trunk lid. I don't care. I just don't want it to be banging around in there. So I'm gonna let all this set up, and I'm gonna cut it, and then it'll at least be a little more firm, and hit it with some rattle can white. It's better than the holes until I get the new trunk lid and I can spray that real quick. So yeah, I would really like to find a new deck lid for it. I just can't find any parts for these cars that are cheap. People just want way too much, including for the doors. So that's why I'm just going to work with what I have here, and you know, you guys are probably doing the same. So also, the thing I wanted to note is I have an air compressor, but it's only a 26 gallon, so that means I can only run my DA intermittently, and the DA already stopped working like the second try. You know, I took a pass with it, let off the trigger, and then it never turned back on. So that's why I'm using an electric palm sander. Welcome to hell. All right, my spray foam is set up now, and see, this is something I want to talk about real quick. You got to know where your project's going. You know, my goal with this trunk lid is just to get this foam in here so it connects it. Okay, you see when I squeeze down it doesn't flex anymore. Before it was just bouncing around. It was really bad in the front here, and that's because they had a rubber seal from the factory that kept the moisture. Now that's firm, okay? If I ever sold this car, I would let the buyer know that, and you know, it's just a trunk lid. You can replace it, it's not a big deal. Hey guys, it's been a few days. I'm back working on the 57. Show you the progress. Got half the roof stripped down to the original paint, which is pretty cool. It's going to be really similar to what I'm going to paint it. But I'll show you what I'm battling here. You can see all these dots, right? They penetrated the original paint, the respray that was done. And it feels like sandpaper when you run your hand across the car. Let's see, I've been getting this down to bare metal. You want those edges to be nice and clean because they were really rough with the pitting on the paint. I've been using this right here. Definitely recommend getting one of these, a Baxter from Harbor Freight air filer. It's gonna let you sand a foot section at a time, which is going to help keep your body panel straight if you have a lot of Bondo, but it also is just a really quick way to knock down the car. So although I'm not taking all the trim off this car, one of the things I do want to do is get these headlight bezels off. They're damaged on the bottom and they have black on them, discoloration over years and soot inside, so I want to take them off, clean them, and it's one less thing I have to tape off. So let's pop these off. Yeah, so there you go. You can see how crusty it gets in here with this seal. There is a weep hole at the bottom, but my other one is pretty damaged, you can see over there. I'm not going to replace these, but I can at least doll them up a little bit. Nice, I don't have to worry about messing up my paint. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys how to get the trim off this now that I know that I did the other side. So, for this front fender, you have on the inside, you can get to it, there is a couple bolts that go into those that have studs. You got to take the nuts off the back. Then most of them are pins. They just pop off. You get a screwdriver and gingerly pop them off. And for the door, almost all of them need to be accessed through the door, so you're gonna have to take the door panel off to get to that. Okay, this one here is, I believe, entirely just the pins, so this just pops off, this just pops off. This one, it will pop off for a bit, and then you have pins in the back that you have to take nuts off of. This top one, you have nuts that you have to take off, and I believe the majority of the rest of it is just pop Just be real careful that you don't bend your chrome. And then underneath this cap, you have to be real careful. You get into the front here, you can pop it up off, okay? But when you get over here, there is a, this is like soldered in here. So you have to be careful that you don't bust a hole through this piece. You can see I was a dumbass and I did that, okay? I knew it was gonna happen too, and I still did it. So that just shows you it's real easy to do that, real easy to make that mistake. So I've found what works best is a little putty knife and a flathead screwdriver. I already took this nut out from the inside. This one's missing what appears to be a bunch of tabs, which is, you know, not ideal. Let's ignore the middle one like the plague and do the back. I think I got them all now. There's like five over the wheel arch in the back. Spraying all your push pins if you're trying to salvage them with WD-40 to get them to pop out. I should be doing that right now.
Does this bubble smell good? Can you tell me it's is that food? What's your body?
So we're gonna take a break on the taking the trim off because that made me angry. So now we're doing this, which is gonna make me more angry. This is probably the worst job out of anything you'll do on this car. Taking the handles off. They got these little springs in there, and they're keepers, and they're almost impossible to get off of there. So I had a piece of metal flat iron that worked great, and it's gone. Can't find it anywhere. It's one of those stupid things that you have around and you're like, oh, well, that worked out wonderful, but I'll never have to do that again, so let's just not document where it is. And then it disappears, and you're screwed. Luckily, that one was the easy one. No issue there. This window is getting replaced because it is held in with hopes and dreams. The real reason we took the door panel off, though, is so we can get into here and get these nuts off. You can see the studs. Oh, and my homemade window holder. Gonna be buying a new window for this. But yeah, studs go through there, and we gotta get those off so then we can get the chrome off of the car. Damn it. Pop your scraper down. Just lightly work it. Some are more interested in popping loose for you than others, but no real way around it. You just gotta pop them. And then the ends, gotta get your screwdriver. If you're lucky, you'll be able to salvage some clips. These aren't, you know, super, I guess, impacted by driving. So like, I think the clips are a little overkill for how much they put on. So you can get away with maybe 3 clips holding this piece of stainless on. You don't need all those clips. 45 pliers and pinch the keepers like that to to get it out a little easier too if you have the room. So there you go. That piece is solid, and now it's going to be nice and easy to go ahead and use some steel wool, get it cleaned up. So I'm going to take a quick break from all the prep work and have a little bit of fun here. So as far as the body filler goes, I'm going to be using a U-Pull Gold direct to metal lightweight body fill. Alright, I'm going to call that sufficiently mixed, being I'm going to mix it on the board while I'm installing it. Is that the right word? I'm not a body guy, clearly, but like I said before, I am today. Let's go throw this stuff on. Basically like a whole skim coat on the quarter panel. I almost forgot to see if I could break this on camera. There we go. And I broke it again. Is what it is. So yeah, you got some like studs and screws, but they are so worn out in mine. There's not a whole lot I can do. The main thing is you have this square push pin that goes into here, and that is what I'm going to rely on to reinstall. But you can see this piece here that it attaches into is attached to this. When I reinstall, I'll probably just liquid nail this all in. Huh, strange. This is in a lot better shape than this side. But yep, threw that body putty on, and that's curing up pretty nice. That's enough for one day.